For almost a year, my mornings followed the same pattern. Same alarm, same drive. Same small coffee shop wedged between a pawn store and a closed-down pharmacy. It was the only quiet part of my day before work took over. That's where I noticed him. He showed up every morning at exactly 7:10. Older guy, late 60s maybe. He always took the corner seat by the window, unfolded the same newspaper, and asked for nothing but a cup of hot water. Never food, never coffee. Just sat there like he was waiting for something that never came. One morning, I don't know what came over me, but I ordered an extra coffee and set it on his table. He stared at it like I'd handed him something fragile. "You don't have to," he said. "I know," I replied, "but I want to." From then on, it became routine. I'd buy 2 coffees every morning. Sometimes he'd nod. Sometimes he'd smile. We barely spoke. I didn't even know his name. But somehow, that small exchange became the most human part of my day. Then one Monday, his chair was empty at first. I didn't think much of it. People miss days. By Thursday, I started noticing the silence where he used to be. On Friday, I finally asked the barista if she knew what happened. She hesitated before telling me he'd had a stroke. He was in the hospital. No visitors. No family listed. Without really thinking it through, I asked which hospital when I walked into his room. His face lit up like he'd been waiting. He reached out and grabbed my hand, tears streaming down his cheeks. The nurse looked confused. "Are you family?" He shook his head and said, "That's the man who makes sure I don't start my mornings alone." That's when I learned he'd written my name as his emergency contact. Just my first name. Nothing else. I stayed for over an hour. He told me about his wife, how that coffee shop had been their place. Same window, same time. After she passed, he kept going there because it felt like the last place she still existed. When he was discharged weeks later, I drove him back to the shop. We sat at the same table. He held his coffee with both hands, like it was anchoring him. Before we left, he handed me a folded note. Inside, it said that my kindness didn't just help him survive. It reminded him he was still visible. I still buy 2 coffees every morning. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he isn't, but I leave the second cup on the table anyway. Few months later, I noticed a new man, sitting in Walter's old chair. Younger, nervous, staring out the window the same way Walter used to. Without thinking, I ordered 2 coffees again and set one on his table. He looked up, confused, then smiled. And that's when I realized, kindness doesn't end with one person. It just waits to be passed on.